The Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard trial's memorable moments. The cases of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have garnered more media attention than most celebrity trials. Everything started in 2018 when Heard published an opinion piece in the Washington Post detailing the impact of the domestic violence she had experienced. Heard's ex-husband's name wasn't mentioned in the article, but it was clear that she was referring to Depp because, in 2016, after filing for divorce, she had already requested a temporary restraining order against him for domestic abuse. Heard said that Depp had forcibly grabbed her arm, thrown a phone at her, and held her down, according to the complaint files that People was able to access. She assumed that Depp's violent breakdown was a result of substance misuse. The restraining order was ultimately approved by the court, but for her remarks in the Opus Ed, Heard was the target of a $50 million defamation lawsuit brought by Depp in March 2019. Heard was accused of fabricating the allegations of abuse by his attorneys in order to enhance her reputation and secure better employment possibilities. Heard countersued Depp for $100 million in August 2020, claiming that he was trying to quiet a victim and damage her reputation. Despite her initial attempts to get the lawsuit dismissed in 2021, the trial began in 2022 and was followed by a media frenzy. People gathered outside the court to greet Depp and boo Heard, made memes about the case, which was centered on domestic abuse, celebrities reacted, and we couldn't stop talking about the jaw-dropping court scenes. During the cross-examination, Amber Heard's side revealed alarming messages exchanged between Johnny Depp and British actor Paul Bettany. Depp scribbled, "Let's burn Amber," during a violent exchange in them. Depp responded, "Let's drown her before we burn her," in response to Bettany's warning that they shouldn't do that. "After I burn her body, I'll F it to make sure she's dead." Depp also sent his close friend Isaac Barach a text message that read, "I hope Amber's rotting corpse is decomposing in the F-trunk of a Honda Civic." Depp stated in other texts, "I can only hope that karma kicks in and takes the gift of breath from her." Despite these warnings, Barach also entered the witness stand and strongly defended Depp, calling Heard's story fake. Barach further asserted that Depp and his loved ones had experienced extreme distress as a result of Heard's stories. Regarding the violent texts, Camille Vasquez from Depp's team said, "As I said at the beginning of this trial, Mr. Depp has a distinctive style of writing. He employs language that neither you nor I would likely use." She continued, "Part of the reason Mr. Depp writes that way is because he bases his writing on literary greats like Hunter S. Thompson." She summed up these sentiments in her closing remarks to his dark humor and later said, "But using bad language and colorful humor does not mean you are a violent abuser." Johnny Depp began by describing how he and Amber Heard got into a contentious argument over postnuptial settlements. When things got out of hand, Depp ended his time of abstinence, poured himself a drink, and enraged Heard greatly. He said she allegedly hurled the bottle towards a cupboard not far from his head. His narrative states that as he was about to pour himself another drink, Heard snatched the bottle and threw it squarely at Depp, breaking the tip of his finger. Depp explained to the physician that the injury occurred when a large set of doors crashed shut on his finger at the moment. However, he later acknowledged lying to cover up his former colleague. Heard refuted the claim that she caused the injury and suggested that Depp amputated his finger while aggressively shattering a phone mounted on a wall with his hands. Dr. Richard Moore, an orthopedic specialist who was summoned in by Heard's team, said that the injuries did not match Depp's account of what happened.